Hello class. So in the previous video we looked at the syllabus. So now I'm going to show you how you get to your materials that you're going to be using. So what you're going to want to do is click on content on the left hand side of your screen. And when you click on content, you'll see lecture materials, lecture exams, and lab exams. So beginning with lecture materials. The lecture is divided into 5 units. Now I do have a document right here. It says how to prepare for lecture exams. So I'm going to open that up for you. Please take some time to print that out, read it. Here it comes. So posted on Blackboard. I'm going to show these to you in a minute. You have chapter PowerPoints that have audio added to them. So that's me actually. I go to each screen and I lecture to you and I draw and I make little videos, that kind of thing. And then I also have provided study guides for you as well that will cover the content areas that will be on your exam. The lecture PowerPoints are organized around outcomes. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to print out the study guide so that you can complete it while you go, but you're going to also want to take notes over those PowerPoints around the outcomes. So what I recommend doing is starting by, because I'll say, okay, outcome number 1, blah, 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 whatever it is. So I recommend by starting with writing down the outcome, listen to my lecture and take notes over it, just like you would if you were sitting in an actual classroom. Then I've also provided numerous supporting documents in each unit, so I will show you that as well. In many cases, those supporting documents also have audio added to those as well, which is me again lecturing over those documents. I've also posted animations and videos for each unit that are again very helpful in helping you understand the content. And then you want to be sure before you take the exams, before you open them up, that you've completed the study guides and that you've used the practice questions that are posted. Those are really important and very helpful. So I'm going to show you where those are located as well. So that is that document. Let's go ahead and get rid of that and go to where these items are loaded. So again, click on content, lecture materials, and there are our units. So all the units, all the materials are posted in the same organization. So when you click on Unit 1, for example, you will see the study guide. So I recommend clicking on that and printing that document out so you have it. And then you have your PowerPoint. So let's open that one up. And you see Unit 1 Audio PowerPoints. So when you click on that, there are the chapters that we'll be covering. And when you open them up and listen to them, again, it's going to be me lecturing to you. You want to take notes over these items. Okay, let me go back. Underneath that, you're going to see what we call Unit 1 documents. So open that up. And there are only 2 here. In Unit 2, there are several more documents I have posted for you. But in Unit 1, those are the only 2 that I have posted for you. So print those off, have them with you that you can use as you're taking your exam and studying for the exam. Then I have animations and videos. Structure of a long bone, so that's me actually drawing the long bone and labeling it for you with all the items you need to know. Bone remodeling and modeling is actually a video that is an animation that a textbook publisher put out that I really like, so I just posted that for you. And then finally, you have practice questions. So the practice questions at the bottom, Chapter 1 practice, Chapter 4 practice, etc., all the way down to the bottom. And then at the bottom, you see the key. So I do have a key to those practice questions. So those practice questions are going to look a lot like your exam questions. And so they're very helpful if you've gone through those already to kind of prep you and prepare you for the actual exam. So I'm going to go all the way back to content. So each one of the lecture units is organized that way, where you'll have PowerPoints with audio, you will have supporting documents, you will have the study guide, of course, you will have animations and videos, and then you'll have practice questions, and that's for each unit. when it's time to take the lecture exams, you will click on lecture exams, and then there they are. So each lecture exam is timed for 90 minutes. And I provided the dates here in which they're due. The dates are also included on that schedule I showed you earlier. But if you'll read right here, it says, lecture exam 1, this exam is due on June 9th by 5 p.m. So the exams close at 5 p.m. So you want to make sure you've started early enough to complete, those 90 minutes by 5 p.m. So the questions will appear actually one at a time, and no backtracking is allowed. And that's simply because we are online. It's to try to provide some security and some integrity to the exam itself. So that's the way they're going to be submitted. The exam is timed for 90 minutes, and it will automatically submit at 90 minutes, which means if you go over 90 minutes, it's going to submit what you've already recorded. Any questions you didn't get to after that point will be counted incorrectly. So please keep track of your time. And they are just, I'm going to go ahead and open this. They are multiple choice or true and false. And so as you can see here, you're just going to click on the correct answer, right? And then you're going to move on to the next question. Okay. Each exam is worth 100 points. You want to make sure you've hit submit so that your exam actually submits into Blackboard. The lab exams are much the same way, only I have a lot of pictures in the lab exam. So I'm going to show that to you. Let me go ahead and begin by showing you the lab materials. So the lab materials are divided into Unit 1 and Unit 2. So when you click on Unit 1, there you see all the links so all of these labs 1 through 6, are on the first lab exam. So there are 2 lab exams. So there are 2 lab units, 2 lab exams. The first lab exam covers Unit 1, and it will include labs number 1 through 6. You can see that I have a Lab Exam 1 review document at the bottom of the screen here. But I tell you, when you look at your screen, you can see when the links close. So for example, lab number 1, that link will close on June 2nd at 5 p.m. So let's go ahead and open this link and see what you have here. You can see that you have Chapter 1, an Introduction to Anatomy. This is actually going to be a PowerPoint that has audio added to it. So you can see as I open in the screen that that's what you have. And you'll click that little play button right there, and you'll hear me lecturing over that particular unit. I'm going to go back. Once you've listened to that PowerPoint, take notes over it, and then you're going to take this quiz. That language of anatomy quiz is worth 20 points. If you'll read the directions underneath, it says the quiz is worth 20 points. You have 1 attempt at the quiz. The quiz is timed for 90 minutes, which is plenty of time, more than enough time actually, but gives you plenty of time. It will automatically submit at 90 minutes, and any questions left unanswered will be counted wrong. So that's the way some of your labs will be. However, other labs will also include videos of models from our lab that I have videotaped. So let me just show you an example. So I'm going to go back, and I'm in our lab materials folder, and let's go back to Unit 1. Let's go to the skeletal system, for example, right here. And that link will close on June 9th. Again, keep up with your schedule. What I've done is I've provided for the skeletal system a master list of terms to know. So when you open that up, you're going to see a Word document. And that Word document is going to list all of the bones and markings that you need to know to complete your Unit 1 lab exam. So here they are. So I recommend printing them off, so that you know, okay, these are the bones and markings that I need to know. So I'm scrolling through them. Now, how you're going to learn these, you're going to watch my videos. So let me go to where those are located. There. Skeletal System YouTube video links. When you open that up, it's a document, because I made multiple videos so that I chunked them by bones and regions. So when you look at this document, you see sutures of the skull. When you click on that, it's going to be me holding a skull, and I'm going to be identifying the sutures and talking about them. Then you'll click on bones of the skull. Again, I'll be identifying the bones. So it's like we're sitting in class. When I'm in class, that's what I do. I go through all of them by holding the models and looking at pictures with you. So it's the same sort of thing. You just have to do it on your own. You just have to watch these videos, and they'll show you all of the bones and markings. Then once you've done that, you will take a quiz over that information. So going back to lab 3, and there you see your skeletal system lab quiz rather. And so that quiz is worth 20 points. You have 1 attempt at it. So again, you want to have all your materials ready. Your textbook has pictures of all of these bones and markings labeled. So, that would not be that would actually be a great idea to go ahead and print out the pictures of those bones and markings labeled for you in your textbook, and you can use those as you take your quiz. So that is kind of an orientation to the lab itself. And as you scroll through them, so I will be continuing to post videos from time to time showing you things as they change, but they're pretty self-explanatory. But please do check your email, check your announcements, watch my videos, and it will keep you up to date on what you need to be doing in the course.